straightening out the body line on this thing, because when we went, when this car originally got into the accident, and this fender, let's say, is looked a lot worse than it does at this moment. It was all sorts of folded in, but they thought that the car would have needed a new front clip, and they tried to quote me like $6,000 or something, or $7,000 to put a new clip on this car. I went ahead and looked at the actual structure of the car instead of the fender and just winging it. And the frame is not bent at all. It's literally just this one fender got pushed back and down a little bit in the back. And obviously, since then, I've pushed it out with a hydraulic jack that I had to straighten out the core support, which then straightened this out for the most part. And now I'm, fixing this body line, bending it back in as far as it needs to go, pulling it out, and also trying to clean up this edge. So then, at least if I get it close enough to make it, clean. Trying to find one of these GXP fenders online is proven to be very expensive, and the ones that I've seen are way rustier examples, so it's whatever. It's got a little wrinkle on it. We're doing race car. It's got scratches because of the accident it was in. So we're fixing everything, and this is why the motor immediately was shut down, because of the electricity was shut down whenever we were in an accident. Just snipped one of these wires immediately, even though there's a bunch of cuts in it. No sparks, no fire, just immediate shutdown. Decided that she was good, and that probably saved the engine. I don't know. In general, the frame didn't get pushed back enough to do any damage to anything but the radiator, so that's where we're at. I'm getting this thing kind of straightened out so it looks at least reasonable. God bless me. But yeah, we're just messing around today, getting this thing situated. I got the bolts mounted solid now. It's I think it's technically mocked up right now. I'm gonna have to see if I can get the oil pan out, and if I can, I won't have to undo those, although that's a big if. It's a tight squeeze under there, so I would like to make this car serviceable. There's one example I was thinking to make it serviceable would be for the dampener pulley under here. I would like to maybe carve out with a hole saw a perfect notch so that I can pull this out without having to drop the subframe every time. And maybe I won't do that, I don't know, we'll see, but and put like a tube chassis structure going to the front to kind of stiffen the rest of it. I would like to put a member in here to stiffen up the front end of the car anyway, just because of me going through the accident. You don't know if wrinkled metal is, there's one spot that I just happen to overlook. I'd rather have it a little stiffer up front, do tube chassis around the motor at least, and up here and underneath this fender, because this actually, when you have a member in here helping out your frame structure from the car to the front end, which most of my weight is up here, it should help stiffen it. As for the other side, like I said, everything's mounted in halfway decent, nice. Transmission, I gotta drop the pan, new filter, flush it out, and I'm just waiting on a couple more parts. We got a shifter I need to get. I haven't bought one yet because I'm low on cash, so whenever that happens, I'll get a new shifter. I need, what else do I need? I would like to get control arms, but I don't technically need them just yet. I got the ZZP control arms on the daily driver, and those will work just fine. I'll probably go with those. I like those. We got the fuel pump I got to put in, so that'll be the next big project to tackle, is the fuel. Drop the tank, dump the old fuel out, which I'm pretty sure is a full tank of gas, which is going to be fun, muscling that. It's not too much, it's only 16 gallons, I think, something around that. And then I got to decide on the suspension. I think the Bilstein front end is still technically good. It doesn't look bent, it doesn't look damaged. It's I already had, this car was able to get it warranted at a point, because at a, like, for a certain point they did maintenance on those Bilstein shocks, but then after they stopped making these, you couldn't really get your hands on them, and the dealership would offer only like a 1-year warranty on it anyway. So I was able to get new Bilstein shocks at a point. That's what it was, but we had to pay for them because obviously they 1-year warranty compared to the lifetime warranty of any other Bilstein part. You know, that's just what we were dealt with. Thanks for putting it on there. You know, it's a good shock. It just, we're going with the BC Racing eventually, or ZZP, depending on which one is, you know, the better cost effective is ZZP. I don't know if it's a better shock or not. I haven't tried them. I'd be willing to try them out. You know, I want to take this thing to the racetrack, so it wouldn't be a bad deal to make a sportier car. I haven't decided on whether or not I'm going to put a thick sway bar up front, but I do have a little bit thicker of one for the rear. And oh yeah, I gotta configure the exhaust now, and I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna take the original crossover pipe, cut it, and make that work for now. Eventually I'm gonna put a turbo on this car, so I may or may not put a port on there and cap it to then try and get it ready for the turbo. But until that's necessary, you know, I'm waiting on money to get the intercooler for sure, run a wastegate big enough, and the blow-off valve. Once I get those parts, this turbo is ready to get going. So that's where we're at right now. We're just playing around, slowly chipping away at it. I already got the new core support. We're gonna be putting the core support in after I mock everything up. And then another big project will be the putting a starter on, making a block to mount the starter underneath on this car. Since I did the 4T80 swap, there's no mounting provision for the starter on the transmission like the 4T65E. Now I gotta mount it to the motor, so I gotta notch out the oil pan to fit a mini GM starter, and that should do the trick for me there. And that's basically it. I need 2 axles. I need an axle from, I believe, a Buick Aurora, and then another from a Cadillac Eldorado, but that's about it, guys. I'm just kind of finishing up some of the touches today. I'm gonna be rewiring it here soon, hoping that at least within the month we'll be turning her over, as long as I can keep work steady. It's been a slow year with work on and off with construction. I do underwater construction. If you've seen any of my other videos, check them out. But yeah, other than that, that's where we're at on my 05 Pontiac Grand Prix GXP 5.3 liter that has the Richard Holdener Truck Plus cam in it. We're hoping to make some big power, and it's pretty much going to be a burnout and ice cream machine. You know, go out, get some ice cream, do some burnouts. But I would love to take it to the track here and there and get it tuned up, make it fast, make it handle very well, make it fast. Which is going to be difficult because it's front wheel drive, obviously. Make it handle though. Number one, make it handle, make it stop, and then you make it fast. Oh yeah, that reminds me, Cadillac brakes too. The cool thing about the GXP is that, and you can kind of put the same logic into if you have an Impala SS or Monte Carlo SS, is that they have the Cadillac ATS of a couple of years has the same size brakes as the GXP does on the front end. So you can take their Brembo Cadillac brakes and it's a direct fit onto a GXP front brake bracket.